Hey, I'm Johnny Palmer, and this is my 2025 wipe video. I do these videos every year as a way of doing a roundup of what I've done throughout the last year and into the next year. And the reason for that is I just like to give an update to the people I might not have seen for a while or don't see too often, but also people I might do work with to get a feel for if they like the sound of the world I'm in and the work that I do, or if maybe not, which is also fine. So this time last year, I announced that I had sold my events company, Pitch. I've been in live events for over 20 years, and it's an amazing industry covering engineering, finance, creativity, logistics, marketing, and a very, very wide range of people. Those skills have been so valuable for me, and it's time now, and this has been the year where I can use those skills in other sectors. So since I exited Pitch, I've had a bit more time on my hands, and that's enabled me to go back to some of my core passions, one of which is my love of rivers, cleaning them up and making them accessible for people. So let's head down to Warleigh Weir. This is Warleigh Weir. It's one of my favourite places in the whole of the UK, and I was honoured to be able to buy the land back in 2017. Not much has happened down here this year, except that the IceBreakers group, who are a men's mental health swimming group, have become a registered charity. This is their home, and I'm delighted and very, very honoured to be one of the chapter leads for Bristol. So well done, IceBreakers. There has been one thing that has changed on the island though that I'd like to show you now. This is the Aether Sauna, and it's a sauna business that we've just launched, and we fabricated this ourselves. For me, wild swimming and sauna is kind of a yin and yang. They're two sides of the same coin, and it's been great to get this down on the island. The idea is to get more people using the river, using sauna, building community, and giving more people access to this land. It's been a really, really exciting journey, and it's down here now every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, every weekend except when it's flooded. Come on down. One of my goals for 2025 was to create a bit more quiet and peace in my life, or even a bit of a vacuum to see what would come into it. And that vacuum filled quite quickly with a thing called aufgus. If you haven't heard of aufgus, this is the process where a gusmeister, that's me, guides a sauna ceremony that involves music and scent, meditation, and contrast therapy with ice baths and rivers. I absolutely love this stuff, and it brings together so many of my passions. Since I got into that, I've been doing lots of courses, and I've been doing aufgus in this amazingly adventurous way across saunas throughout the West Country, central London, festivals, to build my practice. As for this sauna, this is a really complex blend of so many disciplines of my technical background and professional background. We've got a quite advanced renewable power system, reverse osmosis from sailing boats. We've got complex thermodynamics with the shape of the sauna, a really cool booking platform that we built ourselves. But most importantly, this is about creating experiences for people to get into nature and connect with each other. It's been a real honor and delight to launch this little business. And it is also the sandbox for much bigger things to come, which I'll talk about later. One little delight of the Aether Sauna is our retail operation here. When we designed it, we realized if we forfeited about 400 mil of floor space, we could create an entire shop. So when you come down to the Weir here, you can get soup, crusty bread, coffee, tea, or you can rent a towel. So if you like espresso and rivers and saunas, come down to Aether. 2025 has been the year of saunas for many people. I love this movement because it brings people together, increases their mental health, their physical health, and gets them into nature. And as all these saunas pop up all over the place over the southwest, I decided I wanted to bring them together. So me and a couple of others launched the Bristol Sauna Trail. This is where participants can buy a ticket for 30 quid, and with that they can visit a whole load of different saunas all on the same day within that fixed ticket price. Now, this is a purpose-driven project. No one's making money. We're all donating our own time and resources. So all the revenue, every single penny that we receive goes to a charity. And that charity this year is IceBreakers, which we're able to do because they're now a registered charity. As of time of filming, this sauna trail is completely sold out. But if you're interested in next year's event, please go to saunatrail.co.uk and enter your email, and you will get first dibs on the tickets for 2027. One of the other bits of news from down at Warleigh Weir is in relation to our woodlands. There's a Chinese saying that the second best time to plant a tree is today, and the best time is 10 years ago. Now our 10 years are almost up, because back in 2018, we planted 500 whips, which are basically little branches of trees, of hawthorn, alder, willow and oak. And those whips have now become mature trees, some of which are about 10 meters high. The news is that that has then created habitat into which beavers have moved. And if you're following the water quality movement in the UK, you'll know how beavers coming back is a massive benefit to our waterways. By building dams, they counterintuitively reduce flooding, which has a massively positive impact on all the surrounding lands and communities of rivers. So the Warleigh Island is now home to some beavers. I'm yet to see them myself, but I've seen reports and seen photos of them. It's really great news, and it just makes me feel a bit warm inside. So that's the Aether Sauna down at Warleigh Weir. It's not really a business, it's more a bit of fun and a way to get more people using rivers and saunas. And the guys who built that are in my construction company, and they did that between other jobs. Autonomous Developments is our M&E construction business, and I'm going to take you now to Skyline Park and show you the kind of stuff they've been up to the last few months. Welcome to Skyline Park, my industrial estate and a street that we created a few years ago. 2025 has been a great year here. We've got fully occupied warehouses, including a new tenant of the old Pitch HQ who make really high-end model cars, and they're doing a refit on the inside of that building as we speak. We've also got the cafe over here, Soulstone, who have been thriving this year and doing really good stuff for the community. And we've converted one of the other warehouses into a steelwork shop, which has enabled us to do steelwork fabrication and structural components for ground force. We've also made some major improvements on the renewable power system. Let's go and look at some of those things now. We're inside the power room of One Skyline Park right now, and in 2025 we upgraded the battery system. We previously used some valve lead acid upcycled UPS batteries, but they actually sadly got cooked after a few years of being deep discharged. So we're now using lithium ion batteries, which means we can discharge deeper, we can charge faster, and we've got lots more space to store all the excess energy the solar panels on the roof produce. This system means that the new occupier of this building's got very clean energy, and throughout the whole year, this building produces more energy than it uses, which makes it grid positive. What also happened in renewable power for us in 2025 is that we achieved our NIC/EIC approved contractor status, which means that we're qualified and insured to deploy systems like this into other people's buildings. So if you've got like a commercial property or an office that needs renewable power, my team are able to deploy these systems to help you get carbon neutral, grid positive, and also massively reduce your energy costs, sometimes getting rid of them completely in some applications. So give me a shout if you want to come look at this system or maybe look at doing something on your building. This is 8 Skyline Park, and early this year it became vacant, and like any commercial property guy, can't stand an empty building. So I use this as an opportunity for us to build our own steelwork fabrication shop. And inside this warehouse, we're doing all the fabrication for ground force. That's the structural elements, the staircases, the handrails, and bringing it in-house has got a lot of benefits. Probably doesn't save us much money, but it means we get control and we can be creative. And we can also be flexible if we have to make special little bits here and there. So over the next 3 or 4 months, we're going to be chugging out a whole lot of RSJ modifications, mezzanine floors, shipping container conversions, all from this warehouse here. Very exciting piece of engineering for me, and looking forward to that structure being built. This is my Boeing 727 that we call Pitch Air. It landed here in 2021, and I originally bought it as basically a bit of a hideout and play space for the kids and some friends. But this year, it seems to have benefited a lot of people by becoming a really popular space for having events, dinner parties, pop-up restaurant. People even book it on Airbnb and stay overnight sometimes. It's been a real joy to see people get so much pleasure off the back of this project, and it's been a really good year for that. So by doing this aeroplane project, I built this unique skill stack. A skill stack's the thing I'm really into. It's this idea that you don't have to be like the best or amazing at things, but when you get all the things you're good at and you stack them together, you become quite uniquely able to do interesting projects. In my case with this, that is aircraft logistics, shipping containers, structural steelwork, electrical engineering, and crucially planning applications. With that skill stack, I'm now doing a second aircraft project. This one's called Ground Force. It's going to be like this one, but a lot bigger and more epic. My goal is for it to be Bristol's second most iconic structure. Second, of course, to the Clifton Suspension Bridge. And this next one, 3 stories high, cafe on the ground floor, office, co-working space, sky spa, hot tub, sauna, lounge space, and then the aeroplane on top. It's going to be absolutely spectacular. And we have full planning consent from Bristol City Council. We're fabricating the steelwork now, and I hope to break ground for the foundations in a matter of weeks. All going to plan, we'll be launching it in Q1 or Q2 2026. Stay tuned and please watch out for the invite to the launch event. This is the stables at Leigh Court. It's a property that I purchased back in 2021 as a strategic precursor to acquiring the entire estate. Since then, and the start of this year. I put a few offers in to try and get the deal over the line, but it was only in March 2025 the main estate's been put on the open market. Me and my team have put an offer in. We've got a really strong vision of what we're going to do with the place, and while we don't know if the deal's going to happen, we think it's likely to come our way. I've had a few other people looking at buying this estate, and they've come and spoken to me, and because I've got access rights across everything, and the ones that I'm aware of haven't progressed to an offer. So we don't know what's happening, but we really hope it comes our way because we can do some amazing stuff with this property. But the question is, what are we doing with Leigh Court and what is Picaroon? Let's go talk about that over here. Picaroon is going to be Bristol's largest members community. What we're going to do with this place is make it a hub of where businesses, entrepreneurs, activists and artists can come together and share their ideas. The prerequisite to being a member is that you want to see others around you thrive. Now, the motivation for me in doing this is because when I came to Bristol in my teens and 20s, it was really hard to build a network of the kind of people you could bounce ideas off and collaborate with and grow with. And I, now I'm a bit older, want to create the space of people who are coming to our region to make those connections, to do amazing things in our area. But what is it? There's a few verticals here. One is recreational membership, where we're going to build a large swimming lake, have sauna, gym, and outdoor wellness spaces. There'll also be F&B, a really good cafe, restaurant, brasserie inside, spaces for wellness and musical events in the basement and ground floor, and also in the first and second floor have a co-working space. So a mixture of country club, gym, co-working space, all together, all in nature. A lot of people have said, but hang on, there's a lot of these places around Bristol already. In the city centre, there's some fantastic operations where they've got good offices, loads of amenities, public transport, but they don't have nature and they don't have parking. Picaroon is the polar opposite of all of those things. We don't have public transport here, but we do have nature, we have space, and we have plenty of room for all these things to happen. So if Picaroon happens, and I actually believe that it will in time, this will be the place where the sharpest, fastest growing businesses and the people who want to live a well-connected, healthy lifestyle are going to be members and spend a lot of their time. It's going to transform the region, and I believe the Picaroon brand is going to be one of the strongest brands in the region. We shall see though. Tune in for next year's where hopefully we're breaking ground to build the lake and there's some amazing parties happening, or maybe I'll just be opening up more saunas, who knows? Stay tuned on that, and if you're interested in getting involved in the Picaroon project in any capacity, please message me, or if you want to join up as a member, sign up on the waiting list. So that is my 2025 rolled up and a bit of an indication as to what I plan to do in 2026. But before everyone breaks up for Christmas, I'd like to share with everyone some of the underlying philosophies I've been playing with this last year when I've had a bit of spare time. The first one is the philosophy that we're all going to be dead soon. And when I think about that, I ask two questions. One is, how do I want to spend what time I've got left, and in what world? With every project I look at, I apply those two questions. Do I want to be in a world where there's a sauna by Warleigh Weir? Absolutely. Do I want to spend my time building something like Picaroon? Absolutely I do. It'll be hard work, but I want to do that. So I encourage other people to rethink about your mortality and how you want to spend your time and in what world. The other thing I've been thinking a lot about this year is how the UK, sadly, seems to be becoming a lot poorer as a nation. And I think about how there's a lot of investment coming into the UK, which intends to take more money out of the country than put it in. That's not a criticism of foreign direct investment. You know, the idea of investment is you put money in, you take more back out. That's what investment is. But if we can have more things owned locally, we can create value and we can keep it locally. And small local entrepreneurs building businesses, when and if they actually make any money, they tend to keep it local. And if they don't make money, the value that's being created is still staying local. So I really want to spend more of my time next year doing everything I can to promote local ownership in the community and national sense. Thanks for watching this video. If you've made it this far, I wish you all a very good Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thanks for watching.